Welcome to the Fenceline, a podcast of the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers. My name is Bob Quinn, host of the Fenceline, and the Fenceline is a production of the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers, the livestock folks here in the state of Iowa. You can find out more about their programs and services at supportfarmers.com, supportfarmers.com. Well, today we are talking about a brand new program introduced by the Coalition. It's called Building Your Livestock Legacy. The Building Your Livestock Legacy program is designed to connect beginning livestock farmers with financial resource options they might need, building a business plan, looking at budgets. It also is designed to connect them with an established farmer that wants to keep farming and or pass the farm on to a non-heir. In other words, continue their farming legacy. What a super program, and throughout the Fenceline today, we're going to find out more about that. In fact, let's start off with a little more background. Brian Waddingham is Executive Director of the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers. Brian, you have a program that is called Building Your Livestock Legacy, and it is geared at educating young folks and getting them interested and maybe even started in livestock agriculture here in Iowa.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. We are proud to announce the Building Your Livestock program, legacy program. It is totally geared towards the beginning farmer, but also that established farmer that's maybe looking to work a non-heir back into the livestock operation. So this program has something for everyone, and we would strongly encourage everybody to check it out and watch some of the videos. But the whole goal of this program is just to better educate beginning farmers when they go in to talk to their lender about getting loans, and also all the different loan programs, cost share programs that are available out there to put up a livestock barn.
Well, you said a couple of things, and the premise is we want to get young people involved in agriculture. And a lot of times that's kind of daunting because you're looking at if you want to start farming and you start putting a pencil to it, you're going to need about a $3 million line of credit. So that kind of chases some folks away. The other thing you mentioned is passing that farm to the next generation. And we're kind of looking at for people that maybe don't have someone to pass that farm to as well in this series of programs. Bottom line is, though, what you do to get involved with this is go to your website, the supportfarmers.com. Step me through it then.
So you would go to our website, supportfarmers.com. You would click on the link with the Building Your Livestock Legacy program, and then that takes you basically to a self-guided online mentorship program utilizing Google Classroom. You can work through the lessons at your own speed. Maybe you can get through them all in a week. Maybe it'll take you 2 or 3 months, but it's all kind of learn at your own pace. There's a quiz at the end of each of the videos. There's 22 videos right now that are on there, a quiz at the end of each video. And then once you get through all that, there is a final project where we want you to put together a personal resume, financial statement, and a balance sheet and send that in to us for review. And then once that's all reviewed by us and it looks good, we'll send you a certificate. And then the goal would be to share that certificate with your lender, or maybe there's an established farmer in your area that's looking to bring somebody back into the farm, and certainly share that with them, just showing that you are committed to getting into livestock production here in Iowa.
What's your target as far as people?
You know, I would love to see thousands of people go through this program because I think everybody could use a little more education prior to going in and sitting down with their lender. And I think that's going to not only help that beginning farmer or that established farmer, but the lender too, better understand, the commitment that these folks have to getting into livestock production. So, we would say anybody that could benefit from this program or segments of this program should check it out at supportfarmers.com.
So basically, on the young end, people just wanting to get started, maybe 18, 19 years old?
Yeah, I mean, even if you're looking for maybe your first FFA or 4-H project and you need to take out a loan, the information that's presented here is top notch. We recognized a lot of experts throughout the lending industry, including Farm Credit Services of America, some other private type banks. We utilized staff from the Beginning Farmer Loan Program, the State Revolving Loan Program. So real experts in what they do and how they talk to farmers every day. But now we've got it all available on video, so you can get a better understanding maybe before you fill out that application or stop into your local banking office to take out a loan.
So that beginner is one part of it, but then you have to have kind of a legacy farmer in there as well to work with. With the bottom line is answering the question, who's going to farm in the future? Who's going to be our next livestock producers here in the state of Iowa? And how can we get them prepared to do that? Go to the website, supportfarmers.com, and click on it, and you can kind of take a look at it and look over the shoulder, and maybe even watch a couple of the first few capsules there and get interested in it. And again, that program is called Building Your Livestock Legacy, and you can find out more at the website, supportfarmers.com. Well, Brian mentioned that the modules of this program were put together by some of the professionals in the industry. One of those professionals, Jim Knuth, is with us on the Fenceline today. Jim is the Executive Vice President of Lending for Farm Credit Services of America. And we're talking about a program that I think we've kind of touched on in the past. The idea, anyway, is getting young people involved and giving them a chance in agriculture. Coalition has put together a program that you're participating with Farm Credit Services. Why is that important? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, so we're really excited to partner with the Coalition to support the Building Your Livestock Legacy program, honestly supporting the livestock industry, but most importantly, supporting young and beginning producers. I think the livestock industry is a great match for young producers. They're willing to do the work, Bob. They can start smaller if they want to. And you know what? It's great when they're willing to get their hands and their boots dirty. Livestock has been an entry point a lot of times for young people. You can start at any level, but also multi-species. Yeah, whether it's in the swine industry, maybe poultry, a lot of cattle here, a lot of feeding cattle or cows, whether, you have a few pairs or, you're partnering with somebody. So there's a lot of entry points that are perfect for young producers. So what are you telling these young folks and the legacy producers as well, who are going to be looking at some of these modules through the Coalition's program? Yeah, so we love the fact that young people, they embrace education and information. They're eager to learn, especially if it's online. So I think the Building Your Livestock Legacy program is a perfect fit for that. We've done 4 of the modules, Finance 101, Balance Sheet Basics, what you need to prepare before going to talk to your lender, and then finally, managing your cost of living. Those are all good common sense things that young people need to know as they're getting into not only the livestock industry, but into business and finance. When I came out of Iowa State, which has been back when it was a college, right? It's been a few years. It was said that you had to have about $1 million line of credit if you're going to get started on your own, without any help. I think that's probably quadrupled here since I've been out of school. That's a daunting figure. Yeah, and Bob, for a lot of young people getting started here, the numbers aren't nearly that big. Mm-hmm. And as we, as a lender, look at people getting into this, especially young producers, we understand they're not going to have the balance sheet, they're not going to have the collateral. So we really look at their character and their business plan, and then we look at their cash flow. In other words, how are you going to repay us the money you're going to borrow? And if they have those two things, we're going to lean into it and find ways to help and support them. Basically, you're going back to the old thing of not looking at performance right now, but potential. Absolutely. And if that kid has a potential, we want to get them involved. So what's in it for these, how can we say, the legacy farmers? Yeah, well, there's a lot of farmers out there that maybe don't have an heir, don't have somebody coming back. Instead of just having a sale, they'd love to see their operation that they've spent years and decades building continue. And boy, if they can find a great match, somebody to come in, be a partner with them, I think it's a great opportunity for the young person, but it's a great opportunity for that person who wants to see their legacy continue. So let me ask you this. Let's say we have some folks who go through the program here, go through the Coalition's program, and you can do it online, and they get their certificate at the end, and they have their business plan at the end. What's that mean to you when they bring that into you? It means a lot, because it means that they've done the thinking, they've done the work, they have a plan, and we can sit down with them and actually talk about numbers, talk about their plan, talk about the viability of what they're wanting, so then we can figure out how we can structure a loan to get them started. If they just walk in our office with nothing and say, hey, I think I want to get into the cattle industry, that's not a very good start. How do you explain to folks that livestock, anything in agriculture is a business? I mean, we talk about it on a day in, day out basis and look at a lot of
numbers, but bottom line is that's how you make your livelihood.
Yeah, I think the advantage with young people is a lot of these people, they've gone through high school, they have good FFA or 4-H programs, a lot of them gone to college, so they're really business minded. They really want to be not just a good producer, Bob, but a good business person. And so maybe they have a leg up on other generations, and I think that's going to serve them well. So
you guys worked on this, and you have a few modules in there. What are some of the things you're presenting?
Yeah, so again, building a balance sheet so people can understand assets, liability, net worth, what's a current asset, what's my working capital, things like that you need to understand as you're running a business.
The way to get involved is get online and go to the Coalition's website, supportfarmers.com. Program is called Building Your Livestock Legacy. Sign up for it, and you'll be on your way, and we can't stress enough, this is a course you can do at your own pace as well. Well, when we talk about agriculture runs on capital, and acquiring that capital to get started is another one of the modules of the program. Derek Namani, he's with the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship. You're with the State Revolving Fund. And what does that mean, Derek? Basically, it means that you have money to make loans to livestock producers.
Yep. So the State Revolving Fund, or SRF, is a loan program that offers $500,000 at a 3% interest rate towards any sort of water quality practice in conjunction with a livestock operation. So if you're closing down existing feedlots and moving animals under roof, if you're doing any fencing with any sort of rotational grazing, or say you're building a farm pond for a watering system, it would be able to cover all those.
So who should be looking at that, and who should be applying for these?
Pretty much anybody that is within the livestock operation. And so we do existing ones, so especially with the confinement buildings, it has to be an existing operation. Or if you're new to it and you want to be able to get a leg up, especially with the low interest rate, it'd be a great opportunity to be able to save some money.
And you say you have a pool of money.
Yep.
And how can I ask this? How deep is that pool?
We have yet to hit the ceiling on it, just because definitely it's been a little bit more interest rate driven as of years late, and so we have been pretty close to about $10 million per year on a lot of that, but we haven't been told to throttle back yet, so we're going to keep going.
How do you get involved with this? Step me through it.
So the easiest thing is to stop by the local NRCS office within the county that you're located. They'll have options as far as, potential cost share for anything you're looking to do, plus information on our loans. And you'll submit a loan application through there, and then basically it gets sent to me, and then I'll work in conjunction with the lender, the landowner, and the office to be able to go through the process.
Are you looking at any particular geographies in Iowa, or does it matter?
Not really, no. It's all of our applications you can apply at any time, and it's open statewide. And so we basically open for season on any applications.
So no deadlines then to worry about?
Nope, it's open all year round.
And you mentioned you can work with any species of livestock.
Yep.
Bottom line is, though, you talk about the water aspect.
Yep, and so we have the flexibility in that it can be pretty much anything that we can tie a water quality benefit to it. And so we have a pretty decent leeway on that, into where we can be able to work with the landowner to be able to make sure that we can get those qualifications.
So who have you been working with? What's your typical user?
It's pretty much all ages and all around the state, to where, it's pretty universal, to where we have a lot of existing, plus we do have a few new operations as well applying.
And do the individual farmers then have to work with their local lender?
Yes, yep. And so the benefit of the program is that you get to work with your lender on any typical loan. And so behind the scenes, we move the money or the principal balance to the lender, and then you get to work out the loan terms like you would on any traditional ag loan.
Again, how can we get involved with that?
Best thing is to stop by your local NRCS office in the county in which you are living, or where the project is going to be, and they'll be able to help you from there.
Derek, thanks so much for visiting with us a little bit today. We are talking about the Coalition Support Iowa's Farmers Building Your Livestock Legacy program. Check it out. It's on their website right now. And that website, of course, for the Coalition is supportfarmers.com. We have been talking about some of the things you'll learn when you sign into and participate in the Building Your Livestock Legacy program. Series of videos you watch. It is on the website, and you'll have some quizzes to take after that, but you'll learn how to build a livestock plan that is being taught by some of the lenders. So what a better way to get the information you need to know about getting involved in the livestock business here in the state of Iowa. We're going to get back to more of the nuts and bolts of building your livestock legacy on today's edition of the Fenceline, but right now I want to get a little more background on that Building Your Livestock Legacy program. Let's talk to one of the producers that came up with some of the original planning and worked with the Coalition on that. Talking right now with Mike Holden. And Mike, I believe you gave me a card one time that said moo meat on it. Well, what was that all about?
Yes, I did, and it's a cow in the bikini, if you remember, too.
Yeah. I have nightmares about that, but yeah, it was.
It's called branding, right? Called branding, and no, it's just our little small meat business. We started with our own genetics, and we sell the direct to consumers.
And
a little bit of farmer market.
And that's what I want to talk about because you're involved in the livestock industry.
Yep.
Give me some background. What do you do with cattle?
Cow calf.
Okay.
Then we feed out our own calves, and then we'll buy some to feed out as well. I live in the western suburb of Jefferson called Scranton, or just outside of Scranton.
The western suburb.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're a local cattle producer.
Yep.
And you had been working with Brian Whitingham.
Yep. I met Brian back in 2005 or so when he was at the Beef Council, actually, and had an idea then and to work with the Iowa Cubs, and he liked that idea. And we worked together really well. In about 2015, the farm economy was a little tough. The cattle business was really tough. And I thought, we got to find a way to keep these operations that instead of going dark, whether it's an older operator just not wanting to do it anymore, and help them find a way for young people. So I found my friend Brian and said, hey, I got a thought. What do you think? He liked it. We started working on the concept, and what you've heard here today is now the result of all that.
Now, what has changed a lot since then? You mentioned that some of the reasons we saw the industry in a downturn was economics. Now there's some opportunity,
right,
in the cattle industry in particular, and so that has been a huge change. But how do you take advantage of that opportunity? You don't just wake up one day and say you're going to raise cattle.
No, along with the higher dollar return as far as on the cash prices, it's a high capital investment.
It is very, very capital
and it's hard for young people to get in, and the facilities will be some of the hardest part is having a place, and so that's kind of why we were talking about how can we work in that some of the older guys are looking to, like me, that are starting to look at the sunset.
Yeah.
Find someone who's either related or not related and can work them into the operation that those facilities continue to do what they were made to do.
We had talked about an idea, and I think it's going to spin off out of this too, is when you get young people involved, and one way to get them involved in that, especially if they're not family members, is to offer them some kind of opportunity for ownership in that operation. In other words, whether that's buy into it or whether that's work your way into it.
Right.
That has to be a part of it, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, in my family, I don't know that I'll have anybody coming home to farm. They all bring their kids and come home often and love the farm. But as far as making that their business and livelihood, I don't know that that'll happen. But there are several younger people that want to get in, and I'm going to try and work with some of them to see how we can work them into at least a partnership to start with.
Well, I think, Mike, that it's kind of incumbent on us, and we say us, including myself in there as a senior member of the agriculture community, to pass on some of this knowledge and opportunity. And this is a wonderful way to do that, to kind of slow drip onto those people that want to get in the industry and learn, first off. And there's a wonderful way to do it here with the Coalition Support Iowa's Farmers, Building Your Livestock Legacy program. And there are modules in there. We had talked with Jim Knuth with Farm Credit Services that deal with things like planning your family budget.
Right.
And I can ask you this, I guess. That was kind of tricky as a young guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially if you're trying
maybe
to grow
tricky all the
family.
time, but
yeah.
I mean,
as a growing family, things were tight, and you had to prioritize where you needed to spend things. And actually, I was on the school board here for years, and one of the objectives I had was requiring a personal finance class in our school. And we actually were the first school that I know of in the state that required it at graduation, and now it's become part of the core requirements. I said, the best thing we can do to teach our kids is how to manage their money. And that, in essence, kind of helps them manage their time, too, to some extent.
and learning from veteran producers, part of the program as well. Talking about building your livestock legacy, this podcast is a production of the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers. Now, some of the other modules that you can view cover topics like the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers Services, cost share programs, low-interest loan programs available right here in the state of Iowa, marketing and financing, succession planning, and that really is key with some of our legacy producers who want to continue that livestock legacy, but maybe don't have anyone to pass the farm to, or maybe they do and they want to know how to do that. Making lease agreements, tax implications as well, and some legal aspects of contracts. Many things to do with the livestock industry, and it's all in one area. What a program to become involved with. We are talking about building your livestock legacy program, brand new program being offered through the coalition and their website. It is a program where you sign up for it on the website, and there's some learning modules that you take a look at. There are video presentations, and you'll recognize some of the folks in those presentations because they're the same ones we talk to here on the radio, here during the big show. Complete all the modules and finish the course up, and you will be better prepared for the livestock industry here in the state of Iowa. Again, the program we're talking about, building your livestock legacy. You're listening to The Fenceline. The Fenceline is a production of the Coalition to Support Iowa's Farmers. My name is Bob Quinn, and I'll be talking to you again next time along The Fenceline.